album concept hour. The album concept hour. It's the album concept hour.
Oh man, Jake. You know, it's about time we check out this desert island. I mean, we're always like talking about it in the Discord, but like I haven't really visited in a while. Hey,
Let's do it.
there's the player. Remember oh man, that's the player we're always talking about. The record player. Oh, cool. There's the bike.
There it
Oh,
is.
shit. Yeah. What's this? Song's kind of slowish though. Is something wrong with that thing? I don't know. Sounds like it's like pulled or I don't know. But oh hey, Sam, Alexandra, what's going on? I didn't know you guys
Hey,
were here
man.
today. How's it
Hey.
going?
Hey, dude, I found these records over the hill.
Oh shit. Hold on. Someone kicked that record player. God damn it. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Yeah. What's going on, guys? I didn't. I just. You know, we thought we'd check out the island. You know, maybe grab a few coconut drinks. You know, see what's going on. Yeah. How's it going, Sam? Haven't seen you in a while.
It's good to be back on the island, man. I'm ready to listen to some records. You know, just hang out,
Nice.
have a coconut drink.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you guys want to record a podcast right now? I mean, like, you know, I have all my equipment here, you know, and you know, we got Trevor over there on the bike. He's just gonna keep on pedaling away. We'll have at least power for a few hours here.
Yeah, good thing you
Sounds-
put all that stuff in the sand-proof, dust-proof, waterproof
Yeah. The bunker.
briefcase.
Yeah, it's I call it the bunker. Yeah, it's I just, you know, Trevor's got
Pressurized.
It's
The
pretty
pressurized
insane
briefcases.
that specifically survived the crash. It's
Yeah.
pretty crazy when you think about it.
Well, I mean, as long as Trevor keeps on pressing the button every so often, you know, like we can keep on, you know, using the power. You know, I don't think, you know, no one's been getting on our case about it. But yeah, you know, I figure, you know, I got this Ween record here. Maybe we'll get through some of that. But Alexandra, Derderian, is that correct?
Derderian, yes, you
Yeah,
got it
yeah.
right. Very impressed.
Yeah, I haven't seen you since the Inspector 34 episode for Love My Life.
Yep.
Which is still on my regular rotation. Fucking love that album. I've said it like every introduction, I think, so far this month. But yeah, if you're listening to this, you're joining us on the album concept hour, and we are continuing our month of Inspector 34 members. Well, month and a week. There's 5 of them. Alexandra is here with us. She is the drummer of Inspector 34. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, just make sure I remember that. And you also do you do vocals as well in that group?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
On the album, but I don't do it when we're playing live. But
Yeah, it seems like on the album there's a lot of vocals going on.
yeah, there's a lot of voices and stuff.
Yeah. But you also have some other, you know, endeavors than just Inspector 34. You do a lot of like YouTube video, like production. Well, I mean, not specifically YouTube, I guess, but video production stuff with Triple Yeah Productions, which you can find on YouTube. It's got the giraffe. And you also have you're also part of the Sad Milk Collective. So yeah, you guys all seem fairly busy
Yeah.
over there. But yeah, how has it been trying to keep kind of these artistic endeavors going during like the pandemic and all that?
It's been it's like insanely easy. Like I think there was a period of like, oh no, like everything shut down, where like I think a lot of collaborative projects kind of were in kind of just in we had to stop kind of just because they had to.
Yeah.
Like obviously there's no band practices and things like that. But the whole album was finished during the pandemic.
Yeah.
The whole music video too for the album was finished during the pandemic. So
Yeah.
most of most of like I feel the first couple, I don't know, months or so, it was painting all the backgrounds for the music video and stuff. And I feel like it's just been like one thing, like projects keep coming up like, and with videos,
Yeah.
there's always like stuff in the back burner that I was like, okay, now I have time to do this. So, and I
Okay.
still am like working on stuff that's like,
You have like
started.
projects as backups to your other projects to kind
Oh
of
yeah.
flip and flop between. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good way
Like,
to do it.
yeah. Some projects had to like be held off, but then
Mhm.
more just filled their place immediately. So
Yeah, it's interesting how quickly people adapted to this way of life or whatever. It's completely different. Production wise, everyone's got to know a little bit about production.
yeah.
And I think that overall that's a great thing. But at first it was very scary.
Yeah. I think it's been a good creative constraint though. And sometimes just like having, I don't know, being around a ton of people is wicked distracting to try to get stuff done with
Yeah.
like,
Definitely. Yeah. That's the one thing I worry about going back to the real world is
yeah.
is-
I've been worrying about it a lot actually. Because I'm like, oh, okay, I have my routines all set and
yeah. People that are doing
but-
creative endeavors have had a chance to like really build on that.
yeah.
And you can't really do that with a 40-hour a week thing.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't know if I actually mentioned, this is Sam Braun we have on the podcast today. He's from some previous episodes we've had. And we also have Jake the Snake Foster, who I arrived on the island with. Just so people know who they're listening to. I was gonna say, is Triple Yeah Productions, is that more your thing than the rest of these endeavors?
Yeah. Yeah. So Triple Up Productions is me and Nicholas Kelleher. And then Silas Price makes a lot of the music for it. And it does
Was
we
he in
just
one of
came
those?
out with what'd you say?
Has he ever in any of those?
Any of the videos?
Yeah, did they ever appear in them?
Silas?
Yeah.
I honestly don't think he has appeared in any of the videos.
There's one
He
person that I recognize, but I couldn't remember which.
It was probably Jim.
Okay.
Jim
Well,
Jim
yeah,
was in the Domino's video.
yeah, he was definitely in the
He
Domino's
loves
videos.
Domino's and he was,
Yeah. Loved
big
that scene.
inspiration. and-
He
Yeah.
killed it in that,
Yeah.
that video. We'll link the Domino's one in the description, by the way,
Yeah.
for anyone who hears what we're talking about.
It's very funny.
But you also have your kind of mascot character, Giraffe.
Yep.
It's kind of like a callback to those like PBS type kids characters. Well, there was the one in particular. What was the lamb one?
Lamb Chop. Yeah. Giraffe is a little bit like Lamb Chop, who I grew up with and loved, but I never really realized it, but Giraffe has a similar naive kind of cute vibe.
Well, it's been so rarely like utilized, like the like hand puppet has been so rarely utilized in such a cool way. Like I love the character and like how it it interacts with everything, with the editing and everything. Who does the editing, by the way, for the video?
I do, and Nick does as well.
Okay, I love the editing. It's I really enjoy the timing and I like awkward faces, a lot. I'm a big big fan of someone making like just a odd face for the camera. Me and my little brother do that a lot to ruin family photos. But yeah, it's really really fun editing. How long have you been doing like video editing and that kind of thing?
Probably for, I don't know, over 5 to 8, maybe honestly, maybe 10 years. I've been doing it more professionally like the past 4 years. Like my full-time job is video editing.
Yeah.
Okay. I've been
good.
doing it more professionally. It would probably last like 4 or 5 years. But I think I took my first like video production. Like I took like one class in college.
Yeah.
I don't know, probably like 10 years ago at this point.
Yeah. Did you like make those kinds of like just dumb little like YouTube video things for your friends or something like in high school? Like, did you
No, I didn't really
like
do
that?
any video stuff in high school at all.
Okay.
Nick did, but I never did any video stuff. I think I did one video for like like my forensics class, which it ended up being like really ridiculous and funny. There's like, I remember like
Yeah.
splattering blood all over the wall.
Just yeah, it just what they asked you to do for the assignment, I'm sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I got into it when I was in college and I had taken this, it was basically a YouTube class called Streaming Media for the Web. And my teacher just kind of gave us free reign to just do whatever.
Yeah.
Like he gave us these really loose assignments, but didn't really show us how to edit really. Cause a lot of like, just kind of weird.
Interesting.
So
drop you in with the program and let you figure it
yeah,
out.
he kind of just like dropped us in, and I mean, I'm good with learning technical stuff, but it was just kind of like, but I don't know. I just ended up making all these like ridiculous kind of funny kind of borderline performance art videos that were kind of funny. And then, not really sketch comedy things, but like sort of, just weird projects. He would like, it was like, oh, like make a documentary or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did make a film. I did make a comedy film before that class, like one film, and that's what in my freshman year, which got kind of the idea of video production being a thing I wanted to do
Yeah.
at first.
It
But,
sparked kind of the real like interest in seeing like, oh, I could maybe do this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I feel like I was like kind of nervous to pursue it, and then I kind of accidentally took that streaming web class, which is basically make a YouTube channel, and we're gonna like make a website, and you're just gonna put your YouTube video. This was like before like Wix and stuff existed, but it was like, okay, we're gonna like embed your videos in the web. This like web, like artists, make it like an artist site. But yeah, it was a good experience, and the teacher was just very supportive of everything I did, and that kind of just encouraged me, even though my stuff was really always pretty messy and stuff.
Well, yeah, I like if you guys just watch the Gray House video, but I like you helped with the art with that as well, right? Like
Yeah, I painted all the backgrounds.
Yeah, I love that style that you guys established in that. And I see it, you know, I looked through some of your art too, and it's very there's a lot of stuff going on. I don't know how to critique art. I'm sorry. But no, you guys you obviously like have some like really cool projects going, and you seem to have some great drive, and you are always putting up new stuff. I've been really enjoying your YouTube stuff. But
Thanks.
no, it's I really enjoy the one joke I'm going to mention is I really enjoyed the continued use of liberal arts, right?
Oh yeah.
Like that just as a concept, and how you guys execute it in the I'll put a link in everything so you guys can have a laugh too. But you guys want to get into Ween's The Mollusk? We got
God, yeah.
14 tracks. 14 tracks to get through. You heard a little bit of the hidden track on the earlier part of the episode. And what are you guys's before we get into the first track, what are you guys's experience with the Mollusk? I'll ask you, Alexandra, first, just because me and Sam have talked about this before. But like why was this one the one that you chose off of our list?
I just chose it because I'm a big Ween fan. They're like one of my favorite bands, and yeah, I love this album and stuff. Ween's very close to my heart and Inspector 34's heart. Me and Jim did
I could
before the
definitely-
pandemic, did like a Ween cover band for Halloween, which is really fun.
That's
Oh,
fucking awesome.
And
I love
yeah,
it
and we
when
did like a classic kind of 2-piece with Silas made all the backing tracks and like the drums and stuff for it. And
So it
yeah, it
sounds
was
like
really,
the
really
crappy
fun.
drum machine and everything. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
it sounded very, very authentic. But yeah, Ween has been kind of like it's been a band that's stuck with me for many years, and I saw them live like last year and stuff, and yeah, I love them, so I chose.
I feel like Thick Baloney really shows that Ween influence of all the ones I can think of offhand.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just such a great concept, executed great. Like it's just so big sounding,
It's a little jammy too.
Yes, that's the other thing is like this is
People either love it or hate that song.
oh, is that really? It's like it's a really one of those two things people don't have.
Some people really don't like it. I mean, I think most people really like it, but when people don't like it, they don't like it. I think.
Okay.
And I read a couple reviews of her album that was like, no, like Thick Baloney.
Just
like,
on that one. Okay.
yeah.
I
Just fine. Yeah.
first time I was just like, dude, yes, this is Thick Baloney.
It is. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Ween, I was reading about how Ween kind of had mixed reviews with some of their content as well. Especially with this album having just come off of their country album.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like apparently the record company thought that with this nautical based album that maybe they were fucking with them or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, apparently like it sat on a desk for like 2 weeks before any of the record execs picked it up, and I listened to it finally. But yeah, no, I can definitely see the connection between Ween and Inspector 34. I was even going to say they might be giants from Silas's episode. Like
Yeah.
I'm seeing now, like kind of the connection between those two and Inspector 34 now. I think it might be
kind of like jokester bands.
I think that, yeah, I'm thinking by the end of the month of Inspector 34, we can just, if you combine all 5 bands, you will get Inspector 34. You know what I mean?
with their powers combined.
Yes, it'll be a Voltron situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Sam? What is your connection to the album? I mean, I know, of course, since I'm your friend, it's one of your faves.
Yep.
But tell me when you found this.
So I kind of came to Ween pretty late, honestly. I had kind of always just not enjoyed like the little snippets that I'd heard and never tried it that much. And someone kind of forced me to listen to this album, and it completely changed my opinion on the band and got me into all the rest of their music.
Wait, which friend was that? If you remember, just because
It
we
was
the same people.
No, it was someone I worked for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like a chef that I worked for. He really, really liked this album, so it was kind of like you have no choice. You're gonna listen to it. And I ended up really enjoying it after like the 3rd or 4th time, and then I just kind of deep dove on Ween and found out how awesome and funny and talented and like ahead of their time they were. And
Yeah.
That's kind of history. This is honestly like I like pretty much all of their music, but this is just the album of their, like the collection of songs of theirs that I enjoy listening to the most. Like we could talk about any Ween album, but this is definitely my favorite to listen to.
Yeah, I haven't heard a whole lot of it yet. Like this album is definitely making me want to definitely dive into this because it is so well produced. It's got a really nice flow from start to finish. Like everything's in the right place, I'm really, really, really loving this album.
They commit to their theme.
Yeah, they absolutely do. And yeah, Ween is one of those bands where when you showed me, even like you showed me like a handful of songs, and I was like, this is like good, but it's like there's so many different sounds. Like I just couldn't like it was hard for me to like accept that like they could just do these different execute these different sounds so well, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they're like this. I think this album is very, it does go different places, but it is also consistent in the feel and the theme. Um, but yeah, I don't have much context for the other Ween albums though. I've only read what I've read in preparation for this. What about you, Jake? Though, do you have any connection with Ween at all, or is this your
None.
first deep
None.
dive? Okay.
Yeah, not even.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
so,
actually
Good.
pretty exciting,
Yeah.
right?
That's good.
I mean, I'm like looking through doing some prep for this, and I was like, oh, they did the theme song to Grounded for Life, which was a good TV show in the early 2000s, and there was the song in the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, and like, so definitely heard them, but didn't
Yeah.
know I was hearing them, and
yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah, they
I
are
just
kind
don't know
of
where I don't know where I would have heard this in Madison. Like my parents were very much probably. I mean, I don't know. Like Triple M, WMMM is out of Madison. That's like I just don't know where I would have heard it. I don't know.
well. Were your parents much of hippies or anything, or
I mean, a little
at-
bit, yeah.
trippers,
Yeah.
if you will?
I didn't know it at the time, but yeah, to a degree, yeah. But definitely not something that they like. My mom has like 400 CDs. Like she always paraded that as like her
Mhm.
record collection, and I did not have.
Yeah.
Ween was not in there, so
Okay.
excited
Yeah.
to do a deep dive in.
What I like about it so
What
far,
was
just
in there?
had
A lot of Joni Mitchell.
Yeah, classic, a lot of classic rock, some 90s country,
I don't think
some
Jake.
jazz stuff.
I don't think Jake likes Joni Mitchell too much, right?
I don't like Joni Mitchell. No, and I don't.
What did your mom?
Joni,
What did your mom?
she didn't. No. I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
She
I
dislikes
didn't
Joni
even
Mitchell.
know that. I
Yeah,
just
it's funny.
picked
No, I
Joni
know.
Mitchell out of the air.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
were doing another one, and I was like, I can't. Those guys were like, "Oh, Jake, this sounds like Joni Mitchell's someone that you'd really like," and I'm like, "Actually, I dislike her."
Yeah. And I was
A
like,
great
whoa.
Yeah. So
Yeah. But yeah, no, I was gonna say though, this band reminds me from what little I've heard here, like it's as if like you took like one of those jam bands that like only plays 15-minute songs and you disciplined them a little bit to like make some like real songs that you can like listen to an album of, because it
and
does
make
have a lot of
release as a single, right? I mean,
some of these,
this isn't like this isn't even close to like the 60s when we were saying they needed to have 3-minute songs, but like
we went to the other
you need to have
extreme.
them you need to have them close enough it's not like the Grateful Dead. I don't know their individual songs so much because a lot of them were so long and they're recorded them live, so they weren't as commercial in that way.
You can have like an 8-minute song and it get to all the things you need to get to, for the most part. Anyway, but yeah, it's like a really like really tight, really good jam kind of band thing, and they're very open about their drug use in their talking about everything. So I mean, they seem like the jam types as well in life. So I think that's just who they are. But
I feel like they almost like accidentally fell into the jam thing. In a weird
maybe.
way. Even though they did obviously they did a lot of drugs and stuff.
Yeah.
But
there was definitely like it's still a thing. There's still all those jam bands that people follow around.
Yeah, that's the money making.
Yeah.
Money making.
Well,
shows.
there was I was reading in here, and after
The
that
hippie underground.
country music album, I I think it was like shortly after around there when Jerry Garcia died. And so there is a bit of this of a tribute to him, and so this album followed that, right? Is that correct?
Well, this is 97, right?
They were released in the same year.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that Jerry's influence on this album was was
I thought they didn't really like Ween didn't really like the Grateful Dead at all.
Well, it says someone said "So Long, Jerry," a tribute to the then recently deceased Jerry Garcia. Was featured on a B-side on the "Piss Up a Rope" single.
Could be like a tongue-in-cheek kind of.
So it was on the country album.
Okay.
Which is super interesting because the Dead actually made a country album that a lot of people hated, but now everyone kind of loves, called Working Man's Dead, and it's pretty darn good.
There you go.
Interesting. Is this a Paul McCartney situation? I don't know. But yeah, you guys want to get on to the first track. We have to get through these 14, and we're starting with this. I'm just gonna play it. Actually, there's not really a way to intro this one. Here is "I'm Dancing in the Show Tonight." Expression on my face and my shoes all shine. I'll try to keep in line when I'm dancing in the show tonight. Does my shuffle step really look so good? Am I doing it the way you think I should? All right, so keep in mind what we said before this when you hear that track, because it's a little startling at first. Like, when I heard this track, I was like, okay, I could see maybe why the record company thought they were fucking around after the first track listen, But yeah, it's a very silly, like like kid song kind of thing in the intro, and it's just yeah, real silly. But this is actually a 2-year-old, supposedly, with a lot of must be, of course, a lot of production stuff going on with his voice. But according to the Genius Notes here, this is let's see, Charlie McClelland, who was age 2, and he was at his friend Glenn's house. So yeah, that's why sometimes it sounds like he's pronouncing stuff a little off,
because he's a literal baby.
He is. Yeah. Yes, he's. In fact, he's doing very well.
Actual child. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with his diction, to be quite frank.
Yeah. This kid's going places. I hope he went places. I forget. This is 97, so he probably already went places. Yeah, it interpolates apparently this song "Are My Ears On Straight" by Gayla Peavy. So that's something that kind of happens a few times throughout the album. Is there's these kind of like either like song they had a folk book that they got some songs from, and they kind of took a few different songs and like reinterpreted them into their own things.
I think I was reading that this one was from one of their little sisters' ballet practice albums, if I remember correctly. And he always thought it was kind of creepy, so they redid it for the beginning of this album.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. I feel like it'd be it's creepier upon more listening. Like the first time, it's like, oh, this is not, whatever. But like, yeah, there's layers. But not a whole lot to say about this track, though. It's kind of establishing the it's letting you know that this is going to be a whimsical, fun time, I think, for the rest of the album. But
almost like it's like the opening to like the school play about like some kind of pirate thing or something.
Yeah,
like it's like the opener. It's like the opener for the show, and they come back like because
yeah, it's like that's a good comparison. And you just it just reminded me that They Might Be Giants had an intro song as well. That was just a little thing that was like, this is They Might Be Giants 1999 or whatever.
And what children's show has a pirate start the show off?
Does Peter Pan start
the
that way?
SpongeBob SquarePants.
SpongeBob SquarePants
that's
does.
right.
So Steven Hillenburg actually gone on record, and well, before he died, I think he died. He said that the Mollusk was a big inspiration for the show SpongeBob. Mm-hmm. There's actually a couple references to the album in episodes of the show, and then they famously used Ocean Man in the credits of the movie.
Yeah,
but pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sam just told me that before the podcast, and it really blew my mind when we were listening through this time. Because you may hear what is inspiration for a SpongeBob character in one of these tracks. We'll tell you when we get to it. But did you know that, Alexandra?
I did, yeah.
Okay. Like it's wow. Have you always known that about the connection between that, or is that something you like learned just at some point?
Yeah, I think I just learned it from like reading about Ween and stuff like over the years.
Random internet
but
articles.
It's so it makes like a lot of sense with how SpongeBob used to be like before. It was like kind of like an adult show, and they had to kind of like tone it down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
when they had to pitch it or
when it was kind of trippy and weird.
Yeah, like that's
really trippy for a kids show. Looking back,
did they tone that down? I kind of haven't been watching it since then, so I can't really say.
There's a distinct difference. I've not done a thorough review, but yeah, you can.
Okay.
SpongeBob was supposed to be an adult show. I think that's right?
It does feel like that sometimes. Yeah,
like,
I think you're right.
Pitched it as like a Ren and Stimpy type thing, and then they were like, "Well, we won't buy it that way, but we will if you tone it down for kids."
Oh, that's because they did have those really extreme close-up shots or whatever that were grotesque that Ren and Stimpy would do as well.
Yeah.
Like the episode when he's all dehydrated in the dome and keeps zooming in on his gross up little face.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I loved that stuff. But yeah, it makes a lot of sense if you listen to this album through that lens, or watch SpongeBob while listening to this album. Either way, it tracks. Like the sound of this is the like feeling and sound of Bikini Bottom in general, you know. But yeah, let's get on to another track though. We have the titular track for the album, The Mollusk. So here is The Mollusk.
One faint glance back into the sea. The mollusk lingers with its wandering eye.
Sounds like Gary from SpongeBob.
It kind of does.
He has a wandering eye.
Yeah, that's true. So we have Gary already. I wonder if SpongeBob's in here actually. But yeah, it's a real. This gave me real immediately Ringo Starr vibes. This album.
Oh yeah.
You know, because he just loves nautical shit. That's something like I could not help but think about, like, man, Ringo probably would love to be in this involved in this, you know.
Ringo loves like that, and like just the fact that he was in the Beatles. I feel like he's like I love that I was in the Beatles.
Like even he knows how ridiculous it is that he was the drummer for like the most popular band ever.
Yeah, he's like the only Beatle that knew that, really, you know?
Yeah.
The other ones couldn't.
Like, oh yeah, I was always meant to be famous. He's just like, oh, I'm fucking Ringo. Like, here I am.
I was gonna be like a session drummer or something, but now I can do what I want. Yeah, but I feel like I would say earlier, like this is maybe what Ringo would make if he was born later or something. But yeah, it's when they were recording this, they were by an ocean shore. They were renting a beach house. Oh wait, I think they owned a beach house actually. And what?
I read that article you sent me earlier, and it said that they were renting it.
Okay, they were renting it.
And
okay.
Part of the way through recording this album, the pipes froze and ruined all of their recording equipment by flooding the house.
Yeah.
And
so Holgate, New
basically-
Jersey. Yeah.
Yeah. And they salvaged the tapes, but all the equipment was toast, so they had to go somewhere else to finish it.
Yeah, there's a great article that we found on Stereo Gum about this that we will also link in the description.
You first said
And-
beach house. I just thought like Los Angeles, or like I immediately thought of Los Angeles,
actually,
like really nice,
yeah,
clean, and then the pipes burst and everything
Yeah,
turns to shit.
yeah. No, until I read New Jersey in the notes, I was thinking the same thing. But yeah, this is not your sunny, like warm, fun, like oceanside. You know, this is like you and nature going at it
Isolated.
at the ocean side.
Yeah.
And they were having a really hard time while this was the story of this is actually very cool. Like very interesting. They had actually kind of had parted ways with their old bassist, Andrew Weiss, who like had kind of an increasing role in the band in previous years. And they could the lead two guys, was it Dean Wiener?
Dean and Gene Ween.
Dean Wiener and Gene Wiener. Yeah. And they parted ways with him because they found out they realized that they weren't making music quite the same way that they used to. And they kind of wanted to get back to just the two wieners. And but no, so they went to New Jersey. They got away from everything, kind of like, tried to, reset and do everything on their own with, all the equipment that used to be in Andrew's house. And, yeah, it was, he was really bummed about it seemed, because like he was talking about like how he lost a friend and like he like really felt bad about how it all went and everything. But they eventually had to end up going back to get his help by the end of the process of the album because of, like the pipes freezing and the record company not really doing what they should be doing and a whole bunch of things. Eventually they had to kind of go back and be like, hey, can you mix this for us? And he did. And the way that he says it in the article is like he put all of his hate for us into the mixing, and it's he posed it as coming out of that. But I think they're cool now. It seems like from what they were talking about.
Yeah, that's the impression I got.
Yeah, but really rocky time for the band. And the one thing that was clear to them though throughout is that they had a masterpiece on their hand. Like they knew how good that their album was, but they couldn't really get people to see their vision is exactly. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff in the story here. We have the first character here, the Mollusk, introduced in the lyrics, and they talk about a lot of sea creatures throughout the album, like an eel. There's a polka dot whale somewhere. There's a lot of it's a very colorful cast in this whole thing. It's like a freaking Little Mermaid number or something. But
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Or SpongeBob SquarePants, even.
Circling back.
I'll just keep saying that, and most of the time it'll apply.
SpongeBob?
No. I want all of these to have like a corresponding SpongeBob-esque music video. I think that would be pretty cool. But you guys want to move on to track 3 though? Move right along.
Sounds good.
We got Polka Dot Tail, like I was just mentioning. There's that whale with the polka dot tail. Here we go.
Help me.
It's an interesting little piece.
I love it because it's like they hold the note before that just long enough for you to think that the song's over, you know, and then a little help me. Just yeah, I wasn't expecting it at all, you know, first listen through. I was just like, wait, what the fuck? But yeah, they have like really big production. You can really hear like they love their like, you know, big electronic stuff, you know.
Weird synthesizers and kind of like blown out effects and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. But it all comes through like perfectly, you know. I feel like the 90s is that kind of time where like everyone could record just really, really good. There was a lot of good equipment around, you know, for, you know, compared to like the 80s, you know, it was a lot more accessible if you know what you're doing. And it's even easier now.
Well, like probably one of the first times where they could do it on their own to a degree.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
it started. They just
Yeah.
had a 4-track tape recorder. And they made, I think, like 3-4 tapes before they got picked up by Elektra.
Yeah, yeah. That's it was like that like lo-fi kind of thing that was like with Neutral Milk type people and
Like like butthole surfers, everyone
Yeah.
just
Hell yeah.
like
yeah. Well, it's like,
recording
well,
themselves and wanting to just telling the record label like, no, we're just gonna do it ourselves. That's what we need to do
Yeah.
it.
yeah, yeah.
We got some really, really cool, interesting music out of it.
Yeah, we did. And the record labels had to like kind of fold and reshuffle and shit because no one wanted to be on a record label anymore. I mean, there's still major record labels for sure, but like, yeah, there's just so many resources. Like, there's not really a point in getting on one till you have like a lot of popularity already, you know. But
And that probably like that pressure to be popular, I think probably killed a lot of creativity for people that wanted to
Mhm.
explore and stuff like that. And like I think Ween really got to be so innovative in all their recording
yeah,
techniques and just the craziness of their sound through being able to just record and spend like hours and hours and hours just like messing with stuff and like being like wicked wicked fucked up and just like
yeah,
having
yeah, yeah,
friends come record with them and just kind of recording like wherever they
yeah.
could.
Yeah, that's something that like comes up a lot in this podcast because kind of the nature of concept albums is they're kind of you're making a big reach. You're like trying to do like start to finish like a whole like project that's cohesive and everything in a kind of different way. And yeah, a lot of like record labels when they buck about it like in the past, like they really are like, no, we can't market this, you know. And yeah, definitely stifled some creativity, forced people to you know, be in bad situations trying to create stuff. But yeah, yeah. Hopefully now it's, you know, it's still the music industry is still crazy. I mean, it's just it's hard to make money and in anything creative, you know, no matter what. But yeah. Anyway, you guys want to get into another track? We got track 4 coming up, and I really really enjoyed this one. This is just a rockin' sound. This is I'll Be Your Johnny on the Spot.
I'll be your Johnny on the spot. I get up early in the morning. I get up early in the morning. I slap the pigs. Mama shucks the corn.
You could tell this is like a residual from the
Like
country
pure
hit.
guava.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like a combo of like the last album, like the the country album with like the earlier stuff. It's kind of like a
Yeah.
melding of the two, because it's got the drum machine, but it's got the, I don't know, southern
Yeah.
flavor.
So it kind of sounds like a local band from Madison called Wood Chickens, and they describe their sound as cowpunk. So now when I hear this, I'm like, hey, this is like kind of like the cowpunk stuff that they're doing. I think they must be huge Ween fans, because they have that kind of thing where they also kind of do, they go wherever they want to with their music, But yeah, it also kind of reminds me of like Presidents of the United States of America a little bit, with that kind of just that, I don't know what that is, that driving,
The driving
lo-fi,
beat behind it. Yeah.
and the lo-fi guitar thing going on. Yeah, I love the vocals, the background vocals for this track. Like it's very subtle, but like it really adds something to everything. Yeah. I just like how they put shit together. There's some bands where I'm just like, man, I just like how you guys do things.
Yep.
Yeah. It's just a very rockin' track. What do we got on our lyrics here? This is this is when they moved. They were like moving their stuff to a different area. I think it was after the flood thing that you mentioned, where the pipes cracked, and I guess his guitar tech built him a modulator kit, like a Radio Shack kit, and he used it for a solo on the song, and then it broke, and it was only used on that one song. So like, he apparently like wasn't able to quite get that exact guitar sound again, which is kind of sad. It's a really great sound.
Yeah.
It's
pretty cool.
Yeah. But I guess sometimes that's just it's just a one-time deal. But yeah, I think that this part here where he says like, I get up early in the morn, I slap the pigs, mama shucks the corn. That definitely reminded me of cowpunk. Like,
Yeah.
That's in particular just like, this is so like straightforward. There's not a lot of, you don't have to dig a lot here, which sometimes I get sick of digging for meaning in the lyrics.
Sometimes you dig when there's no point of digging.
Yeah. I just keep on. I'm like, there's just hidden rocks. There's nowhere to go. But yeah. And for those who don't know, Johnny on the spot is like a term for like someone that is like technically good at things. Just can do a jack of all trades, if you will. Yeah. I don't know if that's a term people know anymore. Johnny on the spot. I don't know.
Do you guys know Johnny on the spot? I can't. Everyone's so unreliable these days.
Do I know a Johnny on the spot?
I can't think of a Johnny on the spot.
No, me neither.
Maybe my dad is kind of.
I aspire to be a Johnny on the spot, but I don't know that anyone's ever called me that. So I don't know.
I think people might have called me a Johnny on the spot, maybe.
Okay.
It's been a while, but I think I still got it. Yeah.
I still got it.
Like, yeah, I'm definitely.
I'm definitely still a Johnny on the spot. But yeah, you guys want to move on to the next track? We have Mutilated Lips here, and is apparently what they were first suggesting to be the single for the album. So yeah, this is Mutilated Lips.
Tips of tentacles expanding in my mind. I'm fine accepting only fresh brine. You can get another drop of this, yeah, you wish. Mutilated lips, give a kiss on the wrist of the worm-like tips of tentacles expanding in my mind.
I should say the record label wanted this to be the single originally, and then they were like, "No, what are you talking about?
We don't think that's a good idea."
Although I think like maybe for today's like music, this really like slaps. Like I don't know. I really enjoyed this track. And I like the way he's like saying like the words. It's like almost like a slow rap thing.
Like a weird chant almost.
And this is gonna be the craziest thing. I was thinking, I feel like Kendrick could do a cover of this song that would be really good. Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, no.
Like, just think about it.
We got which Kendrick you were talking about.
I just think that it'd be good. But no, this is a very weird track though. It's very like, just I don't really know where to put it. You know, it's a lot of stuff going on. They have a lot of vocal modulation, which trips me up. But,
yeah, they do that a lot.
Yeah, I don't know what either of them sound like, honestly, because of this. But
Yeah, this one's kind of like it's like a feeling of like coming up on acid and like feeling like you're gonna puke or something.
Yeah.
Like, you feel like really good.
Yeah, yeah. You're not sure if this is a good thing yet, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's uncertainty in the air. And the stuff that he's talking about is very psychedelic, you know, like of the worm-like lip tips of tentacles expanding in my mind. I'm fine, accepting only fresh brine. Yeah. Getting into some really weird. Yeah.
I imagine the weird creature on the album cover is like the thing they're like talking about or something.
Yeah.
Like the thing that it is.
Yeah, like it does kind of look like a lot of creatures.
Yeah.
You know? Like
it's
like a Cronenberg kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of an amalgamation of all these gross sea animals.
Yeah.
And to compile it in the way that makes them all look a little grosser.
Yeah. And I should mention though, while we're talking about the cover, this is done by Storm Thorgerson, who is famous for doing album covers for Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd. And after
a few other bands,
he did a lot of concept albums.
Yeah.
I did a short list. I should have at least.
Oh, and he
had
did the
3.
Mars Volta, which is like he did all the Mars.
Oh, that's
Volta
right. I
albums
think.
are like
did he
all,
really?
Yeah. And those,
I think,
every one of those albums is like a perfect album cover.
Oh
so
yeah.
I feel like he really must have liked them. So,
Yeah.
and they're all good albums too. Like he,
Yeah.
he. I don't know. I wonder if there's like times where like someone's like, "Hey, will you do our album?" And then he hears it and he's like, "Nah, I can't. Can't put my stuff on that." But yeah, he's prolific though. Like he is the guy. And apparently he liked their stuff so much that for a lot of the like promotional material that they made, he did it for free. He just was like, this is like, you know, he saw them as one of the, you know, people that is the descendant of like Led Zeppelin or Pink Floyd. You know, he was saying that to them in the bar apparently. I'm sure that they loved to hear that. But yeah. So yeah, these guys on this track they're getting twisted. And then on this next track, they're gonna stop by for a drink at the local what is a bar in Ireland called?
I think the pub.
Pub. Yeah. That's what they'd call it. So this is like a pub tune here. This is the Blarney Stone.
Starts crying. This is what I said. Shut up when you put a picture in your eye.
This song over the years like grown on me.
Sorry.
So much. Sorry.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I was just saying that song, I didn't really like it when I was younger, but it grew on me so much after seeing them live and how like everybody just
Oh
like
my
comes together
God.
screaming it like
Yeah, I bet.
like yeah, and now I like love it. Not from like I don't know, getting all wasted with everybody. Like everyone's clearly wasted, like slamming their beers all over the place. But
I feel like
it's good.
Yeah, I feel like if you're seeing them and they play that song, like everyone just finishes what they're drinking.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Everyone's Irish for a sec.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a what is it? What does that guy Start Wearing Purple and those guys?
Yeah, it's one of those songs where you flip out like that to it. Maybe because I live in Boston too, people like go extra crazy for it here, but
I've seen them. I've seen Go Bordello twice, and it's the same every time. People absolutely lose their minds.
Like their whole concert's like this song, right? Like it's just constantly.
Actually, last time they were here in Milwaukee, I saw their singer yell at a lady for recording their second encore with a cell phone, and then just decided they were done. It was pretty aggressive and pretty hilarious, but I get it too. They were back out for like a third encore, and she was on her phone. And he got all upset about it and just like dipped out off stage. It was a pretty crazy but also on brand experience.
Yeah.
Huge power move.
Yeah. Like
he's just like, no, I think I'm done now.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, especially on the encore, like that's like, you know, he can go at any time, really.
Well,
he doesn't even have to be there.
They had waited until I would say 80% of the people who were there had left, and then they just kind of like snuck back out on stage. It was just him and the violin player. So there were like maybe 50, 60 people gathered around the stage, and they're just like singing what I have to imagine were folk songs. And he got very upset that she ruined his idea of what that should have been.
Yeah. That's no good. But this definitely is that kind of vibe of, you know, it's I think maybe the loudest one. I had my volume up high on my end, and it was like whoa!
It's like break the handle off the mug of beer song.
Yeah, no, this is like at a wake, like everyone's wasted. I think there was like a song like this on The Wire one time. You know, like it's just and it's very Irish. They mention, you know, obviously this is like comically Irish, this song. You know what I mean? Because they mention Patty, a girl that's pale and cute, and Blarney Stone, you know, like these things, like, you know, they just decided to, you know, pretend to be these Irish pirates for one song, you know. And Sam, you were saying that, well, I mean, we were theorizing that this is what the
I have a personal theory that this song is the inspiration for the voice of Mr. Krabs. And I also think it would be really funny if Mr. Krabs was as like dirty and profane as they are in this song. I think it would make the show a lot funnier.
It does. It is under the surface. He is. You know what I mean? It's always there with Mr. Krabs. It's like he just doesn't say it in front of SpongeBob and those guys because they're children, I guess. It's hard to tell.
Really specified,
adult, technically, because he lives alone.
Yeah, but then on that swearing episode, though, like it was like he was their parental figure, you know?
Yeah.
So like. It's kind of, I don't know. I'm not sure what the ages of anyone is, really. Of course, I mean, with sea creatures, you never know. I mean, Patrick could be like 100, right? Like,
yeah.
You never, Just think about that, guys, while we're
going
through all this.
Could be the whale with the polka dot tail, even though her tail is not as polka dot.
I'm cool with that being Pearl, though.
Could be Pearl, though.
Yeah. What did you say, Jake?
I was looking up the age, and it just says that it's 20 years old, but that was because it aired 20 years prior, so that's not it.
Oh well, he's technically 20 though. Yeah.
Like
and if in the first episode we're saying he's a newborn?
Oh, born in July 14th in 1986, according to the SpongeBobia.
He's got a birthday?
Yep.
Oh wait, yeah. There's a close up of his driver's license on one thing.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
There
that's
you
right.
go.
Oh yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah. That supposedly leads to shows the location of an island that Jeffrey Epstein or something was involved with. It was a wild conspiracy theory that some really off kilter person posted on Facebook.
That's insane.
So I
would probably
screen capped
dive
it
into
and I moved on.
Sounds super reliable. And
Yeah.
like, should definitely take actions based on the information you got from it.
Yeah, it was one of those people that regularly posted QAnon stuff. I believe it was a QAnon thing. I don't quote me on this, but I believe it was one of the things.
Really, really on brand.
Very much so.
That type of person.
But it's gonna be all right, guys. we got one more track left, and then we're gonna do a quick break and then get to the rest of these. This is It's Gonna Be All Right.
Mist ever lets the sun through. I just hope I did the right thing for me and you. It's gonna be alright.
Oh man, really like that one. Maybe one of my favorites. I think this is probably like the one that I like felt the most on the album. You know, just got that kind of like longing. You know, I don't know.
Good track. I like the order of songs on this album a lot because it never lets it get too low energy for too long or too high energy for too long. I feel like that's a good transition.
Yeah. Like it goes right from that, really boisterous, bar tune to this very intimate, soft, flaming lips, I guess, is a little bit what they remind me of sometimes. Especially in a song like this,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, and apparently the story for this one is, actually, I'm just going to read this one out. The Genius. Aaron was going through a breakup, and when he says, "This is not me saying this," he's saying, "Oh, here's a great story. The night that we did that song, we were down at the shore for a 5-day trip, and he was going through his breakup back home. His heart just wasn't in it. The song came about during that 5-day stay. I could see he was hurting really bad, and I said, I knew you're hurting, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to drive to Atlantic City, which is about an hour from the end of the island. We're going to each put in $500 cash. We're going to walk in the sands and put it all on black on roulette. If we win, we're going to go to the nicest fucking steakhouse, like Ruth's Chris or Morton's. If we lose, we're going to fucking go see Toy Story. And we hit. We got the cash. We ordered Dom 64 lobster and like 10 orders, just like in the Blues Brothers. Everything we wanted to taste, even if it was $100, we ordered. That's the great story of that song. Steak, pork chops, you name it. So, yeah, I just like the lengths that he's going as a friend to console him, and it comes through, like, I think in how sincere the song sounds. But yeah, one of my favorite ones. Really hit me hard. It made the heart feel something. But yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on the first half so far here?
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah. It's great every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just
nice to go song by song and just kind of like reflect on it.
Yeah, no, I enjoy, like, I've always liked looking really, really, into these things. Like there are, there's podcasts that do one song for a whole podcast episode. You guys know about this?
No.
That sounds very in depth.
Yeah, yeah.
What's it called? The Song podcast?
Well, there's one called Song Exploder, which I think is probably the best title I've heard. And there's another one I think that I want to say someone from NPR does. But they went through like Kendrick Lamar's I think they went through To Pimp a Butterfly track by track.
Is it All Songs Considered?
No. They have a that's silly. That's silly that they have a podcast named that. That's not whoever came up with that. Someone needed to like
it's at NPR.
All Songs Considered. You fucking bastards. Okay. Sorry, that tripped me out for a second. But no, I think this is kind of like there seems to be more music breakdown stuff happening, which I'm totally cool with, because like it reminds me of back in the day when we had like VH1 and MTV like actually giving us music information, and like yeah, like I love that people are caring about this. But yeah, we're gonna take a quick break though before we get into the last half of the album, and yeah, we will be right back.
The Album Concept Hour.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Album Concept Hour. We are in the second half of Ween's The Mollusk. We have done the first 7 tracks. We got 7 tracks to go. We have our co-host, Jake the Snake. What's going on, Jake?
Hey, everybody.
And then we have our co-host friend, Sam Braun. What's going on, Sam?
It's good to be back.
Good to see you after this break. You know, you never know when you go on a break if you're gonna
Things happen,
see
man.
someone again.
Life happens on a break.
People grow apart. You know,
Yeah.
people change. You never know. And we also have our guest, Alexandra. Sorry, God damn it, Derderian, right? Yes. And from Triple Yeah Productions, Sad Milk Collective, and Inspector 34. I was just going to ask a little bit of just one question about Sad Milk Collective before we get into things.
Yeah, sure.
How long have you guys been doing stuff, and how many of you are there in the collective?
We've been doing stuff for a few years together, and it's probably been longer than I think. I want to say 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to say 3 years. And we have like all the bands that are in the collective.
Mm-hmm.
Like
FOMO Surfer and
yeah,
Silas's other group that I mentioned in the other episode.
Yeah. So it's hard to say like who's.
It's like a loose knit kind of collective. Like it's more just like
and some people are like more active. Like like it's kind of because it's kind of a record label / arts collective.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of music in it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have the drawn sketch videos as well, which they're all animated sketches for the Sad Milk Collective, right?
Yeah, which because Jim does animation.
Okay, that's
as well as like the music.
Yeah, he's working on a big animation thing right now, right? Or is he?
Yeah.
Is he still working on that big project?
He finished it, yeah.
Oh, good for him.
Soon, I don't know when, but
yeah. I had to like kind of wait on him for scheduling just because he's like, I got deep in this right now, man.
Yeah,
totally. But yeah,
I painted some the backgrounds for the one he was just working on too.
Mm-hmm. Nice. I'm glad he's doing animation. I've absolutely loved your guys' music video, as I've said a couple times. And you should check out. But yeah, I'm glad that he's doing that, and I love your the collective that you guys have. It seems like you're all very like driven creators, which is good. Like that's the hard part is everyone being excited about it and doing their own things. Not to cast
there's a lot
aspersions
of
to
stuff.
any of the co-host people that I have worked with. I'm not not saying anything about you guys.
Yeah, I'm grateful that it's like it does have so many people in it. We're all like, most of us are, pretty much all of us are close friends and stuff. And it's just a good way to help each other get their music out. And we're all co-collaborating anyway. So we're like, okay, we should just like find a way to kind of make this more of like a thing.
Yeah.
And like, pool our money together and be able to put out each other's albums and support each other. And I do a lot of album art also for a lot of people in the collective too.
Okay.
And so,
Nice.
yeah, we're all just kind of like, I think like using our different strengths and stuff. Like some people, I know how to mix stuff and
Yeah.
but yeah, it's a good way to like, we probably said last time that we have like a Patreon that we have that you can kind of go to get kind of exclusive tracks and you can get I think still a 7-inch Special Inspector 34 and Big Mess Woody Guthrie and Harry Belafonte split record, which is really cool.
Okay.
That if you sign up for the Patreon, you can get.
Oh, dope.
Which I did the artwork for that as well, but yeah, just through the Patreon, it's by supporting the Patreon, you can support kind of all of us creating stuff, and we all create content for the Patreon to kind of keep the content.
Yeah, help fill it up. Yeah, they like it if your Patreon is full of content. Apparently,
yeah.
I'm trying to fill mine with content, and it's a lot.
Yeah,
so
film
many
yourself
tiers.
Going to the bathroom, film yourself going to the grocery store.
There. You know what? You're right. I haven't been thinking about this the right way.
Everything.
Yeah.
I have I'll Patreon with not much on it that I'm like, oh, I have stuff, but it's like it's hard to just remember to share every single thing that you're doing.
I know.
It's like, here's a video of me unbagging my groceries.
It's a good idea. Actually, now I'm thinking about that's how I'll create.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's actually. I think we're on to something here, guys. Yeah. Our Patreons are gonna be stacked with content next time you guys check.
Yeah. Clogging up the email box.
Yep. No, I'm trying to put out like more videos on the Patreon and like mix more like, random stuff that's exclusive. But it's a lot of Patreons out there right now. Maybe some of these celebrities should like back off Patreon game.
Yeah, the people that are already making like a ton of money.
Yeah, or at least have their career established because they're like they've been in movies or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just saying. But you guys want to get on to the 8th track here? This is the one that I've actually know
CD
of.
Flip.
Yes, flip that CD over and get that error message, and then flip it back over again and play this song. This is the Golden Eel.
Now I can see.
Yeah, this is like my favorite song in the whole album. It brings up my whole spirit up every time I hear it.
It's just such an epic acid rock anthem from Ween. It's so like it's almost out of character, but it's so fucking good.
Yeah. What's crazy is that this has some of the lower listens for the album on Spotify. I don't understand that.
That's weird.
It's weird.
Yeah, there's like okay, the one that's got the most listens is the one on SpongeBob, but like, yeah, the way people are listening to this on Spotify is all fucking wrong, man. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, people are.
But this is such. Yeah, I agree. This is such a good track. This is one that Sam showed me like a bunch of times when we'd be driving around and stuff. This would be on his rotation. It is. And like you said, it is very much like an acid rock anthem thing, you know.
It's yeah, it sounds a lot more like slick and produced with the solo bit at the end than a lot of their stuff does, but
yeah,
just it works. It works so well for this song.
it kind of reminds me of like Mastodon a little bit, you know, like Mastodon Light, you know.
Yeah, or like if the Melvins really chilled out.
Yeah, yeah. No, this is it's a mood for sure. Like you feel this one. Um and Unvultured Swine on Genius says, when you're tripping on acid, the feelings you get simply can't be put into any words. There's no language in existence to describe the life-changing thoughts one experiences while high on acid. The golden ear, or the golden eel, is a metaphor for this high. I like that he adds that last
Like
sentence.
someone
The
said,
golden
someone
eel.
decided.
Yeah. It's very studious.
Thanks, random internet friend.
Yeah, yeah.
He is a genius.
Yeah,
He is a
it
genius.
says it right in the URL bar.
Although I will say his score is only like 379, so I don't know. I've seen better.
Yeah, he's gonna have to pump those numbers up.
He's got to pump those numbers. He's got to post some tracks that have no music, you know, just instrumentals that can really bump up the numbers. But yeah,
It's
and
kind of. Oh, sorry, you go.
I was gonna say, to confirm what Unvultured Swine said, there is a quote from the artist that's like, we demoed it, cut it at the shore, and then oh yeah, they were looking at the golden eel that's in their friend's fish tank, and then at the end he says, the fact that we were on shrooms or liquid kind of goes without saying throughout the entire record. I really can't remember. So that tells you anything about the process for this album. Yeah, but such a good just the idea of like something that's unexpressible is very well articulated here. That makes any sense.
And yeah, back to what Sam was saying a little about the production. It's like unbelievable that this was recorded like not in a studio, especially this song. It's like there's just so many layers to it, and
they all sound good.
Yeah,
they're like mixed perfectly. You hear all of it. It's so good.
I guess that's a good. I didn't really think about that, but yeah, you're right. Like they didn't really have like a regular setup, like especially for this one, because they didn't have Andrew Weiss, because he was the guy that like mostly apparently did that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, apparently when they like tried to set things up, they actually needed help to figure everything out at first.
Yeah, they had to have their new producer / manager set all the equipment up for him, and he did, and then he just dipped out and left them at the beach house.
Yeah.
Work on the album.
Yeah. So keep that in mind when you're hearing this. This is definitely studio quality, like major label studio quality,
I wish I had known that as growing up, like listening to this, that it wasn't made in studio. I feel like I would have had more confidence doing music earlier and like recording it and stuff like that.
Yeah, it always seems insurmountable, like pursuing any like art or passion, especially if you really like it and really want to do it, it seems like just intimidating, but if you're thinking about it a lot, maybe you should just go for it, yeah, it's crazy though that yeah, like just the level of like, of technical skill they had, and still, because of their passion or musical prowess or whatever, like still did this, but yeah. We got a couple more tracks to get to though, guys. This track is called Cold Blows the Wind, and it is from I believe this is one of the ones from the 17th century book.
Yeah,
from
Book of Folk Songs.
Irish folk songs. Yeah. So yeah, here we go. Cold blows the wind.
And water from a stone, and white milk from a maiden's breast that babe had never known.
Yeah. Apparently, this was the first one that they recorded for the album.
They learned it the night that they got to the house, and I feel like I read that he said it just kind of set the tone for the whole thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. They really like, it. You can tell it's like, an old song that they're redoing, but they definitely make it their own.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really, it's got that kind of melancholy, somber, like you versus the ocean kind of feel.
It's very like plotting, almost feels like trying to like walk against like a strong ocean wind,
Yeah.
sail
Yeah.
against it even.
That's my favorite. My favorite trope in like books, like for like committing like suicide, is like I'm gonna walk into the ocean. It seems like the most the most dramatic way to go. And yeah, I don't know, just enjoy that. But this definitely like makes me think of like a harsh kind of rugged shore on like maybe what was that Steinbeck book where there's like uh Cannery, no, not Cannery Row. Who's the one after that? There's a Steinbeck book about this. But yeah, it's a fun one. Again, the Irish thing is clear here. uh, and white milk from a maiden's breast, the babe ere never known, which I think is implying in this song that she lost her baby, like her baby died. Like pretty raw stuff here. Go dig me a grave both long, wide, and deep, as quickly as you may. I'll lie down in it and take one sleep for 12 months and 1 day. A lot of vague stuff going on here, and I don't think that they necessarily, were thinking about the meaning of it when they, put it in the, put it together for the album. I think it's just like they, again, it's the feel more than the like lyrics or whatever in this one.
It's like another little kind of image to the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another little chapter or like vignette of the.
Yeah. That's a good way to think of it almost. Like almost a series of vignettes or short stories.
Yeah, because they're very descriptive with the characters in the songs. Well, some of the songs, but they all have kind of their like a character to them. Yeah, they do a good job telling little stories. Do they have other concept albums? You guys know? Or do they have one that's got like a continuous story throughout, or is that just not something that they do at all?
I guess if you want to call the country album a concept album.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely kind of.
Okay.
I feel like that's as close as it gets, right?
I'll have to check that out. Yeah. Yeah. This next track doesn't have doesn't add a whole lot to our discussion necessarily, but it's called Pink Eye on My Leg, and it's an instrumental, kind of.
It's like the bad hangover after like the golden eel night. For sure.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
That's like
it's-
the like fast food song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like
Yeah.
regret just seeping through you. Just like, oh, I was actually thinking about like going to the bathroom if you are tripping. That kind of like moment of trying to, make sure things are cool. You have to like go to the, and just be there for a second. Yeah, it's it's a very weird inclusion. This album.
It's for some reason the really cheesy bad dog bark effect that they use for the dog barking in the song has always made me really happy because it almost sounds like a MIDI of a dog barking. It's just it's really basic and repetitive and very funny.
Yeah, I like how like kind of low effort this track is.
Yeah.
Like the low effortness of it makes me like it more. It's a positive here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was also just like a nice just a nice tune. It just it fit with everything. But yeah,
I
well, sorry, what?
It kind of like reminds me of I don't know. It kind of has like a kiddish thing that's kind of like at the beginning of the album. It's kind of like it has a cartooniness to it.
Yeah, I could see that. Like the first track with like the ballet stuff. Where
Yeah.
it's also, we took a recording of this 2-year-old and we messed with the settings on the voice. Yeah, kind of just a whimsical idea. They're very whimsical, these guys. Yeah, but not quite as whimsical as They Might Be Giants, but like in a similar place, I think.
Not as like, yeah.
Ween is like
They really
the
lean into
chaotic
it.
neutral version of They Might Be Giants.
Yes. I think that you're correct. Because just different approach. Because They Might Be Giants. They're not big on the drug stuff. So
Yeah,
they're
they definitely. I mean, I don't know that much
ultra
about them, but they seem
nerds.
like they're sober.
yeah, I would bet that they are sober most of the time. I mean, I think we talked about it in the episode. It's in the rear view now because that was weeks ago, so I don't know
Yeah.
anything from that episode, but I'm sure we talked about it.
So you
I
can
don't-
listen to the episode if
Yeah.
you want to know about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how to transition into this track, but the next track is Waving My Dick in the Wind. Here we go.
Dance, Jimmy. I'm doing the best I can here, Jim. That's it. Well, I can't really dance like I used to. I mean, I try. I got a real good feeling about old Jimmy Wilson. Sure enough, he's got what it takes.
I love this song too.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
super funny.
Yeah, it is. Just like a real like just fuck off kind of, waving my dick in the wind. Just like yeah. They're having a lot of fun.
This is definitely like one from the country greats.
Yeah. Yeah, didn't quite make country greats, and they're like, we can make it different and put it on this album.
Yeah. No, I the more I hear this stuff, like I feel like I need to listen to that country one now. Like it seems like they were kind of in a space.
It's so different.
It's so different.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know it's the same band, and they got a lot of really famous country session artists to play on it, but never did any of the vocals while they were there. So then when they heard it after it came out, because a lot of the album is pretty offensive in like a satirical way.
Yeah.
So
all these
mad. All these old country session artists were very upset, and a lot of them asked to have their names taken off of the credits of the album.
My God.
My God, Charlie McCoy was on that album like all these different instruments. He's a good friend of one of my contacts at the country through like in Nashville that I met at the Country Music Hall of Fame a few years ago. So
Okay.
Okay.
yeah, there's some big names on that list.
That's
Definitely.
awesome.
Some of them were very mad at Ween.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he didn't mention that in that much in the oral history. But yeah, no, I heard about like the fact that like his record label was like it was a completely new staff for like we like the country album and this one, and they didn't know how to market them, between the two things because they just knew vaguely about the country album and it's being a parody. And yeah, it's part of the reason they didn't take the Mollusk seriously at first. But yeah, apparently they messed up. Maybe they burned some bridges, maybe waving their dick in the wind, if you will. But yeah, I chose that part because it's apparently it was like an improvised part where like in the studio one of them said like hold on, where was it? Something about dancing. Oh yeah, it said dance Jimmy. And like that wasn't like in the song, and apparently they just improved it and they were like laughing for like 45 minutes about it. Like we had a fun time with it. But yeah,
The song was really fun. We did that song in the cover band, and it was like so fun. People were like,
oh
getting up,
really?
like swinging and dancing.
Yeah.
Oh nice.
I'm not even sure if they like knew the song or not, but they like, yeah.
Were there any other tracks from the Mollusk that you guys would play,
Um,
or was it like from the whole like all over the place discography?
we did all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if we did.
You guys ever play Ween in your Inspector 34 shows?
No, we
Okay.
don't. Yeah, I think that's definitely the only song we did off the Mollusk because
Okay.
we couldn't really do like things that were really full. You need a full band for.
Yeah, there's a few that are
Because it was just
like,
me and Jim, and then the Silas's track. So we kind of we were more kind of leaning towards earlier Ween.
Okay, that makes sense.
Well, we did some. It was a mix, but yeah,
Yeah. Nice. How many years back was that?
it was last year.
Okay.
Well, no, wait, sorry, it wasn't last year. The year before coronavirus. The Halloween.
Yeah.
before.
This
Was it
year doesn't count.
2019?
The last Halloween.
The last Halloween. Yeah, last Halloween didn't happen, basically.
Yeah, the last ever Halloween.
The final Halloween on planet Earth.
Yeah. Okay. That's really cool. Like I can see you guys really fucking pulling that off. But yeah, we have 3 tracks left for you guys. This next one is Buckingham Green, and I believe this is the one that was like a carryover from a previous record. So originally supposed to be on Chocolate and Cheese, possibly.
Summon the queen. Spoke the child of I. It's time to fly.
Oh man. Again, I don't know how they recorded this on.
Yeah, it's so like cinematic. It's just like huge.
There's timpanis in it. They have kettle drums in this song. Where did they find kettle drums? No one knows. But they got them on this track.
Yeah, because it doesn't actually. It doesn't list on the Genius, at least. It doesn't list who would have done that.
They probably did. They probably just did it. Because that's kind of how they were. Is they just make the whole thing themselves. If
Apparently, it was this. I mean, it must have been this guy, Claude Coleman Jr. He's the only
Maybe it was
one.
a pan. Maybe it's just a pan, a big, huge pan.
just a stock pot
Or a
with big
ship or
spoon.
something.
Right.
Not a ship.
Yeah. Just yeah.
Oil rig.
I have no idea. I have no idea how they did this, guys. Where did they get a timpani? Did they just roll it into their beach house? Like
I feel like that one they must have not brought to the beach house. But
No,
maybe
I think
they'd be like, no, we
might-
need that. That would have been insane, them rolling that in there.
yeah.
They just like pull it out of the back of a shitty car, like trying to wheel it in. It doesn't fit through the door.
It's like a dented and like busted one that used to be for like a middle school class. Like I have no idea, man. These guys are fucking making lemonade with the lemons, man. I have no idea how they do it. But this one they recorded. I don't know if they recorded this one earlier or if it was just like written earlier. But yeah, it came from the chocolate and cheese days. And yeah, it's got that kind of 70s British prog rock thing going on in the sound.
Yeah, it sounds like Pink Floyd a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely times where he gets into it like a really Pink Floyd vocal thing. I think that's when he's being natural, maybe. Because, well, I don't know, man. I honestly don't know. But yeah, this is definitely very grandiose. Like it's like there's a reason that they I think are up there with any other great rock band, and this album like proves it kind of over and over again.
Yeah. And it's like a versatility thing too. They don't always have to be like grandiose and cinematic like this.
Yeah.
They're able to fill so many roles even on just one album.
Yeah. It's a real power move to be able to even do this like on your own.
Yeah, and with Ween, like the next track could be just like a totally lo-fi shitty track.
Yeah.
Like
it could literally be them making fart noises over an 808. Like you don't know. They might do it.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't know like what was gonna happen with this album track to track. And we were saying earlier they do have really nice and tight like endings for these. Like they get to the crescendo and they chop it, Unless I mean there's a couple times they do really really good ones, but good long outros. But yeah, they are fucking fantastic. And I don't have much to say about Buckingham Green, but it's apparently a shopping village in Pennsylvania. So yeah, it's close to their hometown. So yeah. Oh, is this
Crazy
about?
that there's no songs over 5 minutes in this whole album?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Just as a quick scan.
You're right.
It's
Yeah,
like
and
pretty
that's-
smart move.
That's
I guess.
pretty wild.
Marketing wise
I-
for like a band that's like such a wild, just doing like such wild stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. No
Something's
jam.
gonna hit,
Yeah. No jam band would do this. Yeah. That's I thought I felt like some of them were like 6 or 7, but it's just some of them are just that big feeling. But yeah, it's a pretty quick like 43 minutes this album. So yeah, they don't overstay their welcome. Yeah, I wonder if this song though, since we're mentioning Buckingham Green, is about the song about home. Mentions his mother, or a child with an eye made her mother cry. Why ask why? She kept her child clean on Buckingham Green. So I don't know.
It's always weird with them. They always rhyme the weird, like have the weirdest rhymes, like nonsense rhymes that.
Yeah.
There's another song. What's another? Yeah, even in the Golden Eel, it's kind of like these strange rhymes they stack on each other where you're like trying to come with a picture in your mind and you're like, yep, I have no idea. Like what?
It's almost like stream of consciousness. Like you could see it improvised just to like rhyme, even if it like kind of means something different to whoever's listening to it.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I meant with like that other track where I was like, dude, I feel like Kendrick could do this. Like the flow is just so like confident, you know, and it's got a lot of alliteration and like a lot of like using like I don't know half rhymes or like rhymes where they're not supposed to be, you know,
Yeah.
according to like I guess music. I don't know pop sense. I don't know. There's places rhymes you expect them, you know. But yeah, they do a great job of making it seem pretty like uh effortless, honestly. Like I almost do sometimes I do think like this was like these are the first things that they said and sang when they made it and that's what
Yeah.
they went with. They seem very
Extemporaneous.
yeah, yeah. Maybe a little eccentric probably.
Yeah.
Probably some of that going on.
It's like they improvised and then printed it. I feel
Yeah.
like it's a lot with those. Like
Yeah.
not like completely one takes, but like almost.
Like, oh yeah, we nailed it. Okay, cool. Like,
Yeah.
cool thought. Let's move on.
Well, yeah, like with the second track, like with the mollusk. That's the mollusk, right? Second track.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came back from like fly fishing or whatever or surf casting, and yeah, he listened to it and he's like, that's the track. That's gonna be the title track, and they apparently never had a title track before either. So it really meant something that they named that song that, and it was just another very simple like he recorded this thing while dude was out and it's just magic, real capturing magic in a bottle kind of stuff here. Um and yeah, I don't know. I could talk. We could talk all day about this production stuff. It's impressive. But yeah, we have two more tracks left. This next track is Ocean Man. So if you've heard of these songs, if you've seen the SpongeBob movie, this is probably the one that you have heard. So yeah, this is Ocean Man.
The voyage to the corner of the globe is a real trip. Ocean man, the crust of a tan man and by the sand, soaking up the thirst of the land. Ocean man.
Oh my god.
Is that SpongeBob? We wonder. Like where's SpongeBob?
Who is the Ocean Man?
I think he's a good contender for Ocean Man. I mean, he's not like a sea creature necessarily.
Thinking back, he might be waving my dick in the wind character.
Yeah.
You don't think that's
Jimmy Wilson?
Oh, Jimmy Wilson's got to be what were the superheroes? Those
Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy.
Yes, either of those guys, or maybe the two of them talking to each other. Yeah. Man, again, I would love to see someone make SpongeBob animation like music videos for all of these tracks. Like that would be just like Interstellar 5555, Like just make your own thing. Just start to finish, just do it. I don't know. I don't care if it has a story. Like but yeah. This stuff just makes me want to see cool visuals.
This is just such a positive sounding song too. Like it's really hard to hear Ocean Man and not kind of like smile and nod your head along.
Yeah.
It's like happy, catchy, like a really solid pop song. Really good.
Yeah, I broke out and smiled when it started. I was just like,
you can't help it.
Yeah.
Even the
claps.
Yep, the guitar and the mandolin sound happy. They sound happy.
Yeah. And why shouldn't you be happy?
That's right.
You're listening to Ocean Man.
Yeah. At least something's going right.
Yeah, something. Yeah. This is like that for me, I always liked that raindrops are falling on my head. like I like to think about that while walking around, made me feel good. mostly because of the Spider-Man movie where they had it. But yeah, this is a very very. You should if you're feeling low, throw on Ocean Man. You know?
I guess it's a meme now. I heard because I
Oh.
run a in the summer at my
Yeah.
job. Sometimes we have a little video production camp thing.
Yeah.
All the kids were playing Ocean Man, and I was like, "Why? How do you guys know this song?" But I guess it's a meme that I had no idea
Wait, seriously?
existed.
Huh.
God,
Yeah.
I'm super fucking old.
You know,
Yeah,
okay.
that's what I thought. I was like, "What is?"
You know, it's funny you mentioned that. So I don't know. I don't think this is the meme they're talking about. But while doing the listen through, I've discovered this Ocean Man parody song called Lotion Man. And I'm gonna stop the I'm gonna share my screen here for a second because there's a video apparently.
Oh boy.
I haven't seen the whole thing yet, but it looks promising. So here is Lotion Man.
The lotion of the
Lotion man, you squirt it on your hands, takes you to the land where you get the tan. Lotion man, avoiding all the consequences of having dry skin.
Oh my god.
Lotion man, you're putting too much lotion onto your hands. Take it easy on the lotion if you can. Lotion man, the amount of lotion that you have applied is more than I can stand. Lotion man, if you keep buying up all of their lotion, then you might get banned. Lotion man, that's quite a lot of lotion you've got on your hands. Why you need all of this lotion, I don't understand. Lotion man,
His guitar.
That's
Oh my god! I think
seeing
he
that
actually,
was worth the rest of the video. Like everything.
Yeah.
I think he actually like recorded that last bit with his guitar. Oh my god!
I was unsure, but then I was like, commitment, like 100%.
Yeah.
He did lean into it.
Yeah. The first few seconds is like, where's this going? But oh my god, seeing the lotion on the guitar is jarring.
It's unsettling.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd ever play that guitar the same
Would
way.
maybe approve?
I don't know,
I'm
man.
not sure.
It just feels so slimy for so long. That part really rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know.
Yeah, it was marginally uncomfortable.
Yeah. Because you could also hear it. Like he recorded. Like I think he recorded that part because you could hear the fingers slapping around on the chords. Really gross. But yeah, I don't think that's the meme that they're talking about because it's only got like over 1,000, little over 1,000 views.
But yeah, that wasn't the meme.
But
This one
that
was like
could be a future meme. Who knows? But I'm glad that kids are picking up Ocean Man. And,
yeah, I'm glad he used his
running with it.
creativity for that.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
If I was the teacher and he handed that in as a project, he'd get an A for sure.
Oh yeah. He'd pass the class. I don't even know what point in the class we're at, but like he's passing. You know, he's going places. This guy. Anyway, why don't we give him a shout out? His name's Ryan Dopp. If you want to subscribe on YouTube, Ryan Dopp, aka Lotion Man. But yeah, we have one more track for you guys, and then we'll get out of here. This track is called "She Wanted to Leave," reprise. So here.
Must leave, so go fetch a bottle from dear friends and fill up my glass to the rim.
very I think very Pink Floyd in the end here again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
definitely like The Wall, like all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, really big, grandiose, and it's just, yeah. I think it really solidifies them, as being in the pantheon of like musicians as the rest of the rock people, But
Yeah. I mean, they just kind of like do it all, and they do it all super well.
yeah,
Yep.
There's really no base they don't cover between this and their previous two albums where you could possibly say that they couldn't stand up with anyone, really.
I was say, how many? Which album is this of their discography? Do you know? Is it?
Or maybe
Yeah, I feel like it's like right in the middle or something.
because there's Pure
Sixth.
Guava.
This is 6th
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So
from the
this
studio
is,
albums, at least.
Okay.
Yeah, it's after 12 Golden Country Greats and before White Pepper. And we should mention that 12 Golden Country Greats and the Mollusk came out less than a year apart too. So
It's
yeah,
crazy.
they're kind of talking about
Yeah.
12 Golden Country Greats like it was, I don't know, their way of moving away from Andrew Weiss a little bit in retrospect,
Like their way of avoiding the tension.
problem. Yeah, essentially. But yeah, again though, apparently they're cool now. Like looks like on the timeline here from 2016 to now, he's still involved with their shit. So, they're buds.
He's on the payroll. He's
Yeah, he's paid buds. I'm just looking at the Ween logo here, and now I know I've seen that everywhere.
The Boognish.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was them. That's cool. Click. Yeah, but this leads into the track at the beginning of the podcast that you heard. It goes back into the fun ballet number thing that he starts with. But yeah, what were you gonna say, Sam?
No, it's just that once you see it and realize what it is, you see it as graffiti literally everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like pretty easy tag right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, still like I want to say like I mean I know a lot of people know about Ween, but I still feel
all.
like they're not. I still feel like they're still oddly like in this underground space because like I don't know, like I don't know, like the people that maybe it's just the people that like Ween, like love Ween, and then the rest are just kind of meh about it. But
Sometimes I feel like the barrier to entry with Ween can be a little high because you do really have to give them a few chances, in my experience anyway. Like,
yeah,
the first few times I heard a Ween song, I kind of didn't actively listen to it, and so I kind of brushed it off and didn't enjoy it as much. But like once they did grow on me, it really, really, really stuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean to be honest, I mean I've heard a few tracks from you, and I loved the tracks that I heard, but it never caused me to seek them out or listen to a full album. And now that I've heard like the whole kind of spectrum of what they can do, like yeah, I'm really, really intrigued by what another album of this would be. What even is that? So yeah.
Yeah, it's weird like growing up like listening to Ween and how like over the years like I remember when I first started listening to them, really hated their like first two albums. I just like didn't get it, but as I think my music taste like matured,
Yeah.
I kind of appreciated all the different parts of like Ween's just like musical
Yeah.
breadth, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Like you would probably like you'd hear
And now
like
I
maybe
love those albums, like the first couple, like which I know you haven't heard, but you should listen to the first couple albums. They're like
yeah,
insane.
yeah, yeah.
Very punk rock and noise and like almost like borderline unlistenable to probably some people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it? It's a lot more like raw than this.
Yeah.
It's abrasive at points, but yeah, she's right. It's very enjoyable. I like their first few a lot as well.
Hell yeah. I'm really looking forward to listening to some more Ween. But yeah, before we get out of here though, we'll just go around we gotta go around the horn and find out what everyone's been listening to and what you got to plug. So I'll start out. I'm listening to the Album Concept Hour Desert Island Discord playlist on this very desert island that we are occupying right now. And I'm going to keep on listening to this Desert Island playlist, I think, until we get 50 Discord followers, like I've been saying. So we're at, we're about like 36, 37, where we at right now. But yeah, we're getting them in. And I want to listen to other stuff, guys. I can't start listening to this other Ween stuff until I get through, this playlist. And I can't stop listening to this playlist until you guys come and follow the Discord. So follow the Discord in the description. And also, I guess, as far as plugs, I'll say check out Travelers, a Dark podcast. I know I haven't talked about that one in a little while, but we are mixing and getting through season 2 of Dark, and we will get through season 3 as well. It's a no spoiler podcast. If you want to watch the Netflix German TV show Dark along with us, we are on anchor.fm/travelers, a dark podcast. So that's all I'll plug for today. What about you, Sam? What are you listening to? What do you got to plug?
I have nothing to plug but this awesome show for letting me be on it yet again.
Thanks for being on, man. Really appreciate it.
I've been listening to Apostrophe by Frank Zappa.
Okay.
The Cold Vein by Cannibal Ox is a really, really good hip hop album.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah.
There's this jazz drummer named Idris Muhammad who made a really cool funk album called Turn This Mother Out. And I have been listening to that and like associated music to that a lot recently.
Nice. Hell yeah. I'm always down for some funk. What about you, Jake? We'll go with you next, and then we'll end with you, Alexandra.
Listening to Loretta Lynn. We're gonna do a Loretta Lynn Between the Sheets episode, which is on the same podcast feed as Under the Covers on Spotify, and so her birthday's coming up.
It's in the same feed. Okay,
it's in the same feed. Yes.
I was searching. I was searching between the sheets in different podcast things.
Oh yeah, no.
Under the Covers. Okay, yeah. Got it. Sorry,
yeah,
that's my bad.
Interchangeable.
Well, yeah, I was wondering what the new link would be. Never mind.
Yeah.
We got it in the description. You can find. There is a link in the description for what he's mentioning. I'm just an idiot.
It's in there. You just gotta listen more. But we've got one out for Tony Iommi of Black Sabbath. We did Eric Clapton a few weeks ago, and then we're gonna do Loretta Lynn, and my fiance Kayla's coming on to do her with me, and we'll put out a couple episodes of that a month, and then that will that's like a podcast exclusive thing, but the radio show airs Wednesday morning 6 to 8 in Madison, or online at WSUM.org, 91.7 WSUM FM, or on Sunday afternoons on 92.5 FM in Mazo. I know nobody really listens to terrestrial radio. If you're listening to this, probably, but a friend of mine who couldn't catch the show anymore because he changed his job schedule, he listens to the podcast now. So it's really nice to have that alternative, and people can pretty much listen whenever they want. So
yeah.
that's awesome. That's about it.
Oh yeah. What about you, Alexandra? What are you listening to? What do you got to plug?
I've been actually listening to Paul McCartney's newest album, which is like
Oh, I heard that
Paul
was really
McCartney
good.
3. It
Yeah.
is actually really good.
Yeah.
I've been really enjoying listening to it. And what else?
Writing that down.
T-Rex's live album I've been really liking. What else? I feel like there's something else I've been listening to a lot. So those have been good. To plug, probably the best way to check out all the projects that I'm involved in is my Instagram, which is Tired Just Wake Up. I do want to plug.
That was available?
Yeah, that's my plug. Yeah, that's my plug for everything.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, my
Tired
website.
Just Wake
and,
Up. Yeah.
Tired Just Wake Up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So that has everything on there. Triple Yeah Productions came out with a new album that has a full music. It's like half a musical, half like a bunch of other songs.
Oh, really?
That me and Silas did together.
Nice.
So that's recently out. We have tapes and CDs of that. So you can go to the Triple Yeah Bandcamp.
Do any of the songs feature Giraffe?
Yeah, a lot of them do. Giraffe stars in the whole
Okay,
thing.
okay, cool.
So if you want to really delve deep and figure,
Yeah.
with
Learn more about the
really
giraffe
get to know about
character.
Giraffe.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
And all the other giraffes there's a bunch of other characters.
There's more giraffes?
Yeah, there's a lot of giraffes.
Oh man. Okay.
It's basically like half of the album's like sorry, what'd you say?
I said I was only aware of the one.
Yeah, there's giraffe and then there's a lot of other giraffe puppets with personalities.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, like half the album's like a full kind of musical number with like giraffes, the star and
Dude,
giraffe.
that sounds really interesting.
Yeah. So it's a full, maybe it's a concept, but it's a kind of a musical on tape. So I don't know if it's a concept album.
Are you
definitely themes that.
Do you plan on making any like videos for it, like a music video for one of the tracks or anything?
Yeah, I did shoot a music video for one of the tracks. I just haven't had there's still it's hard to get to shoot stuff with COVID because I need help with it. I need someone to help me shoot it because I have to be it's been hard to get it done. I shot like half of it, but I still need more stuff. So I'm not sure when that'll come out, but it's supposed to be a psychedelic crazy video. I hope it actually happens.
Oh yeah. Dude.
Yeah, and then just my YouTube channel. If you like weird stuff like Ween and comedy stuff, you can check out Triple Yeah Productions on YouTube. Yeah, I think that's it.
Awesome. Well, well, this has been the third week of our Inspector 34. Go check out Love My Life, which is out right now on available on Bandcamp, Spotify. They got on vinyl, right? Do you still have?
We got tons of vinyls.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab one of those as soon as I can afford it. They, and they're you got to go see them when we have live shows again. They'll be coming. We're gonna get them come to Madison.
We will come.
That is going to happen. We promise you. Madison's I'm surprised you haven't been here already. Honestly,
it's the jewel of the Midwest.
It's the jewel of college towns. The
best.
Yeah.
Some say.
Yeah, people come from pretty far away for Madison. But thank you so much for being on and being a part of the Album Concept Hour. And we will see you guys next week. We have Jim Warren coming on for. Hold on, I can actually tell you guys. Normally, I don't even tell you nothing. But we are going to be doing Major Organ and the Adding Machine next week. So stay tuned for the Album Concept Hour next week. Thank y'all for joining us. See you then.
Thanks for listening. The Album Concept Hour is Brad LeBaron, Dave Gallagher, John Aker,
and Jake Foster.
Special thanks to King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard for the theme music. Please like us on Facebook or friend us on Twitter or MySpace and let us know what concept album you would like to hear on the podcast. See you on Side B.
This is Flyover State Park. You are clear to land.